All right, guys. Hey, how's everybody doing? Oh my, that's about to get interesting. I was just I didn't hear too much of it, but I was just watching this bearded fat fuck thinking that he is allowed to speak that way about someone he doesn't know and doesn't know um wh- what that person is about. I never got that. I was never a person like it. It's so hard for me to say something bad about somebody. I'm so nice to everybody and I try and bring everybody up. But when some piece of shit, do nothing loser who never did anything, you know, just wants to get under my skin and just, you know, say mean things so I talk about him. Oh, you got it. You got it. I know you are. It's going to get interesting. Let's just stop it right now. I'm telling you, don't say another word. Okay? Quit it. You don't get to do that. If you saw me face to face, would you say that to me? Would you say what you're saying? Would you be so tough? No, that's what a coward would do. So I don't think anyone wants to be a coward. I mean, it's like one thing. Like, look, nobody, trains every day. Nobody, you know, nobody um, prepares and is ready to deal with a loser when they try and put them down and make themselves feel better. But you found one. And I happen to not really give a fuck. I'm not the guy you want to piss off. I'm not a tough guy at all. I don't. I don't want to hurt anybody. I want everyone to be happy. I'm not tough at all. But to come after me, go do to someone else, okay? Because I don't give a fuck. Like I said. All right. Let's just make that a friendly misunderstanding. So don't say my name again. You understand? Okay. Cool. Guys, I got a great guest today. I have I don't know where Miss Angel Cassidy is because Miss Angel Cassidy has such an amazing story, such an amazing person. She started out, and I love this story. I saw it. I know that this happened. I went to when I lived in California, went to her house, and we were just just dicking around. I guess she was moving into a different place, so she was packing stuff, and I was helping her. And she came across this one box that had some newspaper articles in it. And I'm like, "Do you mind if Angela, mind if I read this?" She's like, "Sure, okay, go ahead." And I started reading it, and it was a story about a little girl, like 7 or 8 years old, who somehow came across a car that was engulfed in flames. And what would a 7 or 8-year-old girl do when they saw something like that? Probably be scared as hell, right? What would a 40 something loser like myself do who has a horrible shoulder and is in so much pain right now, by the way? That's all right. Just did 100 push ups. What a dumb jock jerk. I am the town dick. I should have wrote it here. What would a 7 or 8-year-old girl do? Would that 7 or 8-year-old girl try and pry open the door and get the two people that were burning to death, burning alive, try and get them out of the car? Or would they, if they were brave enough to run and go get help? Angel Cassidy did something that none of us would do. God, I'm in so much pain. My fucking shoulder's killing me. Angel Cassidy opened the door and saved 2 people from burning to death. That alone makes her an amazing person. That alone makes her have accomplished something in her life that we all would be jealous of. We wish we made a difference. We wish that we could somehow make a difference in the world for the better. You know, I keep going back to this fat fuck with the half a beard and doing his thing by the windowsill and making fun of everybody. That's what the guy does. It's just embarrassing, man. You know what? Go do something. Go do something. And then you won't have to make fun of other people. I know I called you a fat fuck. That was a knee-jerk reaction. I'm sorry. I shouldn't do that. I won't do it. But you are a fat fuck. And you shouldn't say things to people who you shouldn't. Me and you are the same, buddy. But I'm not going to be mean to someone for no reason. And I'm also not the person to say mean things to, because I don't like that. And I think it's rude. My name is Patrick Bateman. And I live on the 31st floor. I have a huge skin routine. I use a butter. Ah, my God, that hurts so much. Fuck. Sorry. Oh, God. There is an idea of a silly radio show. You could probably squeeze my hand and feel someone gripping yours and feel we might have something in common. But I really am not there. Oh, my God. Oh, that hurts. Angel, where are you? Save me. I'm going to say, guys, I'm going to show you a quick story while I go get Angel, okay? There's a professor. No, I guess I probably can't do that, but there's a guy that calls me over and over again. Or should I play the squirrel? I'll go with the squirrel. Let's talk about squirrels because I am a big fan. Be right back. Listen to this, guys. So I got over to the new studio after work yesterday, and we're in the middle of painting it and just getting everything ready over there. And so I'm exhausted, right? And so I'm eating dinner and getting ready to go. And DJ Princess is over there, and she's doing a good job. She's painting with Gabe Brendan. And so Gabe Brendan leaves, and we're cleaning up, getting ready to go. And DJ Princess goes, "Okay, now I have to tell you something." I go, "Oh no, all right." She goes, "Promise you're not going to get mad." I'm like, "Well, when someone tells you promise not to get mad, it's not something you can promise. So, I don't want to mislead anybody. So I say, well, I'll try not to get mad, but I'll try and react appropriately to what you have to tell me." Well, okay. So today I was taking a walk with the dogs. I was at work, and
I got back, and my boss, she also took a walk, and she comes back and tells me there's something that you got to see. So I'm like, oh no, what did DJ Princess do? Now I don't want you to get mad. I'm like, okay, so we talked about that. Well, apparently there was something on the side of the road, and okay, I'll just tell you. And then she takes her hand and puts it in her hood, and then in her hand is this baby squirrel. Well, you see, he was frozen, and it looks like his mom got run over by a car, and he was in there and he was frozen. So what was I supposed to
What
do?
was I supposed to do?
And then I put it together because I saw this Pedialyte, and I said, I'm not mad, princess. What could you do? Well, he was frozen and he wasn't breathing and he wasn't moving. So I I pulled over into a Walmart and I got him Pedialyte and I put him in front of the heater for a couple hours and then he started to open his eyes and now we're friends. I'm like, oh geez, there's no way you're giving up this squirrel, is there? No.
No.
What about Mr. Beekman? What about?
Okay, guys. Well, what I had to do was I got Angel, and she should be coming back on. But that's a true story. I actually had a squirrel that would come up. We would go outside. The squirrel would get off my ex-girlfriend's shoulder, climb up the tree, and then when my ex would say, "It's time to go inside," Scarlet the squirrel would come down, get back on her shoulder, and then walk inside. Let me go to the audience here, guys. She'll be here in a minute, okay? I'm sorry that took so long, and I'm sorry I used language about someone who was being mean to me. I don't like that because you guys know me. I'm not mean to anybody. Okay. So, Crumble has 29 squirrels. Well, that's 20 more than we had. And Obnoxious John is here. Thank you for joining. Guys, when you see Angel Cassidy come on, you're going to be inspired because she's great. Yeah, it's right. It's not easy being mean, but you got to know the people that you can be mean to. Some people you shouldn't be mean to. They don't like it. And maybe they're not all together that much. And maybe they make poor decisions. Maybe they make poor decisions that they think in the moment are right. But then afterwards, after what they do is done, then they have to deal with it. And I don't want to deal with stuff like that again. So just please leave me alone. I'm begging you. I really am begging you to leave me alone. Don't be mean to me. I would not be mean to you. Okay. So let me talk to the nice people while we wait for Miss. I know we had this problem last time. I don't know. I don't know what happened to my friend. Angel Cassidy is just a great person. And for the person I called a half beard fat fuck, I apologize and I'd like to be friends. So let's stop the nonsense before it goes to a place where I don't want to go. I like living here. Casey, is it true you fought Rakim? Rakim who? Jules David is here. Get grill one with a blonde wig. No one will. Music stream. Just tried watching Melton's show to hear what he said about Casey. Couldn't endure more than a minute. Melton is horrible. Whatever he said doesn't matter. You're right, music stream. And I'm sorry. I was just a reaction. You're right. I should be more mature. And I have to yell at my cat, stop fucking around. No fucking fighting. Quit it. I'm sorry. I just have to tell them because I have the planks in here, the soundproof, so they can't hear me over there. So they think it's okay to fight next door. It's not okay to fight. We don't do fighting here. So quit it. Hi, Siobhan. That's very nice. Siobhan says you have to be a dickhead to hate on KC. He's nice to everyone. I am. Yeah, I much rather be nice to people. I don't like being mean to people. I really don't. I think it's dangerous. Don't like that. I don't like where it usually ends me up. Kinky Loco, am I yelling at my mom? No, I'm yelling at my cats, you dumb dick. Sorry. You don't hear them fighting? Well, I guess you can't because that's why I got the Angel, where are you, buddy? Where is my friend? Come on, Angel. Don't you know the Yankees are kicking ass right now? Oh, here she goes. Let's go. It's the same link you sent. I just sent it to you, buddy. Oh, God. Okay. I'm going to send it again. Guys, I am so sorry. I sent it twice. This should be done before the show, and I deserve all the critique. So go ahead, half beard fuck. You're allowed right now because I deserve it. I really do. Okay, so I just did this. Okay, I sent it to. All right, here we go. Guys, really, I'm so sorry. This is just so unprofessional. I was talking about my life, not this show. Okay, so here we go. All right, there it is. This is really bad. Guys, I'll be with you in 1 second. This is ridiculous. And all right. So that's the last time. If it doesn't work out, then we'll do something else. All right, let me go to you guys. Hey, Molten Lab. Who is this angel? Well, she is she was involved in the adult industry. A lot of things that she went through. Oh yeah, we need Beetlejuice to handle all the technical stuff. That's awesome. Nice, Elia. It's true. I need Beetlejuice to handle all the technical stuff so I don't have to. Oh, that hurts so much. Johnny Quid. Hank was the real whack pack. Yeah. Dylan from somewhere. Casey, would you be open to holding on-air auditions for a co-host? I believe a second mic and altering up. There we go, guys. Let me go. Here we go. Guys, it is the one and only Miss Angel Cassidy. Angel, finally we are here. How are you, my friend?
Sorry about all the technical difficulties. I
It's
have the newest browser, but I just was sitting in a room all by myself, feeling lonely. So thank you again for sending the current link. I'm going to go outside on my patio where I have some privacy. I know. Welcome
where
to.
Are you now, buddy?
I'm in San Diego.
What a beautiful
I live
place.
in Little Italy, which that right there is the Star of India.
Oh my God.
It's like really cool.
Is that the water I see back there?
Yeah, I know. I'm so lucky right now.
Angel, you always lived in the best places.
Ah, thanks.
I remember the last place you lived, and you could see the Hollywood sign,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
That's when we knew each other. It was way back. Right? We could see the Hollywood sign from your place.
Yeah, that's right. Actually, I lived up in that house for like a couple years, but I did a 10-year stint in Hollywood. And I think I met you when we were trying to do stand-up comedy. How fun!
That's right.
I remember.
You would come down to the Ha-Ha. You would come down to the Ha-Ha every Monday when we would do that.
Mm-hmm. That was so fun.
It's
that was the best time of my life.
Jules David is a friend of mine. Jules David.
Hi, Jules.
Wants to say, Angel. She's excited to hear you. A lot of people are excited that you're here. Crumb
Aw.
Bum says, "What did you think of Ray DeVito at the show?" This Angel, this just happened this past weekend. I went to Potts town and did a show.
Oh, cool.
Ray, I met him. He seemed to be a nice guy. Crumb Bum. We'll talk more about him later after me and Angel visit for a little bit. I'll come back to that. Okay, Crumb Bum. Thank you so much. So, Angel, uh, speaking of stand-up comedy, Crumb Bum was talking about.
Yeah.
He used to come down to the Ha Ha Cafe down in Lancashire,
Okay.
North
Yeah.
Hollywood, and do some stand-up comedy. And how long did that last for? How did you enjoy it?
Me or Ray or Crumbum?
No, you.
Hey,
You
oh, I
stand-
loved it. Gosh, I did a bunch of like other like little theater shows, but I think comedy was my favorite. Actually, what better person to get teamed up with when you're just trying to get your feet wet in Hollywood with the comedy world? So it was a blast. It was a blast. I've met so many great people in Hollywood that were just you know always be there. I think I could always like call them up and going, I'm coming back to LA. Let's go do coffee or lunch. And so, yeah, I mean, I miss parts of it, but not a whole lot. I love San Diego. It's my hometown.
so
It's a
beautiful
different
there.
pace. I love New York too, though. Yeah, New York.
Hey, Angel, do you live by the Comedy Store up there in La Jolla?
Not too far away. And I, what's his name? The Comedy Store's son. Gosh, I just submitted a self tape for him. Come on, tell me his name. You
I
know
don't know
his
if
name.
Paulie's still up there. I don't know,
Pauly
but
Shore, yeah.
okay, all right.
Pauly's I think in LA, but they have one here in San Diego.
Yeah, so great.
I sent him a couple messages when you coming back to San Diego.
Nice.
But
Angel,
yeah, he's busy.
let me go back and I've been telling the audience about you and what an amazing person you are, and I want to go back way back as a young girl. I know you're bashful, but please, people need to hear this story,
Yeah.
and people will think about this, and the more they do, they'll feel about how the how people, your sister or your brother that you don't know will be there to help you. Hopefully, you are a young girl, and somehow you get involved, and there's a car. Take
Oh
me through the
yeah.
whole story, please.
Okay. So not to like damper anybody by bringing you down a little bit, I had this
No,
really
this is an
traumatic
uplifting
event
story.
happen, and I go, you know how God puts you in this place, and it's for a reason, and it changes your life forever, and it's like that chance to like step into courage, and that happened for me when I was like. I was 20 years old actually, and I
Oh, I
lived
thought you were
in
younger.
Tulsa.
Okay.
I wasn't like I wasn't old enough to go to the bars yet. I worked at this cute little coffee shop in Ramona, which is like a little country town where they have horses and cows run around. Like it's a special kind of place. It's very
Okay.
country like. So there's this windy road that you take all the way to go up to Julian, where they have the famous apple pies, and I was going out there to go visit a girlfriend of mine. We were going to lay by the pool. So I felt, all summered up and driving this windy, curvy road, this truck full of teenage boys and one girl decided to be careless and try to pass me on a 2-lane straightaway, which there was a turn coming up. So they sped up to about 81 miles an hour to pass me. And I'm like, vroom. And I look over and they're there 1 second and then they're gone the next second. So I look in my rearview mirror and I'm like, holy snap, Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm allowed
I got you. You're all right.
But you know what I said? I said them
Yeah.
all.
Yeah, of course, of course.
So I pulled over and I got out of my car, and this Ford double cab truck had wrapped themselves around the tree, an 8-foot wide eucalyptus tree on the side of the road. And it was just like shocking. You go back and you just don't even think. You just kind of go into like a must help mode. and I opened the passenger side because the driver's side had wrapped around the truck, and I just pulled the first person that I could pull out of the car, which was his name was Jeremy Bohard, and he was 16 years old. And I'm pulling him by his arm and his belt loop because he wasn't wearing a seatbelt, which, come to find out, he really only lived for 5 days because life flight came and he had a lot of internal injuries that I didn't know about. So I just remember pulling him out and the truck like burst into flames and I like half my hair caught on fire and I was like pulling him out and the cars would just kind of drive by, you know.
Nobody was stopping?
Nobody stopped because I don't think they knew what to do.
Right.
So eventually like the traffic stopped and life flight came and I'm just kind of holding this bloody kid.
So Angel, when you first
the
got
helicopters came and took him away, and then I asked him what his name was. Well, I looked at his ID and I asked life flight where they were going to take him so that I could keep in contact to see if he survived and was okay. The ambulance, they come and give you this like trauma therapy afterward to make sure, you know, because I had a little bit of guilt thinking I could have done more.
Right.
But they were like 3 kids died that day, and then he died 5 days later. And then the girl in the truck that got ejected, they couldn't figure out how or where she was at in the truck for her to get ejected because the windshield and everything was kind of wrapped around this tree. So she was thrown into an embankment. When I look over, I'm just like, where the heck did you come from? And she didn't, like a ghost, she didn't talk to me. She just kind of survived. She had survivor's remorse, but no one could really figure out how she got out of the truck. So that was the amazing part, that she survived.
She was the only one.
She was the only one. And I was like, oh, that's amazing. I'm sure it's a whole different gambit of psychological stuff that you go through when you are forced to survive crazy stuff like that. But it makes you really put things into perspective. Like, I am not as invincible as I thought I was, you know,
Right.
like, boom.
Right. Because at that age, we all think that we're going to live forever.
We all do, especially like the poor kid driver. He didn't know like what the truck could handle, and you know, you don't know it's till it's too late sometimes when it comes to car accidents. That's why they call them accidents.
Right.
But
Angel, let me
I
ask
feel
you,
lucky. Yeah.
I'm going to get into all that, but before, let me just for the viewers here, when you see the truck wrap around this tree, where is the door? Do you have to struggle to get to the door?
I'm lucky he wasn't wearing his seatbelt. I got there, the door opened because I was the passenger side.
Okay.
But in the whole driver's side was the one that impacted the tree. Okay. So I was lucky in that aspect, but I had like seconds to think and get him out because the fire was already like,
oh my God.
By the time I got into
that it was going to engulf you?
I thought it was going to explode. So I kind of
you stayed there anyway.
Acted fast. I bet. Yeah. My dumbass runs into a burning building. I'm kidding. But yeah, I didn't think about it. I really just thought, God, if that was me, I would sure hope to God somebody would do that for me. You know, that's kind of what you think.
That's incredible.
Afterward, you're like, oof. And then you breathe and then it sinks in. And then, so it does. I do feel like I have like a guardian angel that he's with me to this day, that like I narrowly avoid accidents. And I'm like, oh, that's him. That's my guardian angel who's keeping me safe in return. I mean, his family was like super grateful that they had, you know, the 5 extra days with him to be able to, you know, see him and talk to him. But then he ended up needing a heart surgery because because if he was wearing his seatbelt, he probably would have died instantly. But the fact that he wasn't wearing his seatbelt made him more bounce around in the cab of it. So, but it did tear his heart, his aorta, and it broke his femur, and he had some brain damage. And eventually it was the swelling of the brain and the torn aorta that couldn't quite get him all the way through to staying alive, but he woke up for a little while. So
Yeah. So they had
that's
5
worth
days.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like they got a
If they had
chance.
asked you right there, say, "Hey, will you give your heart?" I guarantee
Mhm.
you, if I know you, you'd probably be like, "Okay, let's go. Bring
Maybe a kidney. I think I need the heart.
yeah, I might need this. Can I give him half? Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, right. I know. You do just kind of, yeah. You want to do as much as you can because it feels right.
Yeah. And how did that affect you in the rest of your life?
Oh gosh. Well, I like I said, they send you to like trauma therapy, and then you go through like let's see, I couldn't work for like a week, so my finances kind of went like upside down. So
What were you doing for work at the time, Angel?
I was working at the cutest little coffee shop in Ramona called Pages the Naked Bean.
Like a barista?
I was a coffee shop girl, and it was cute because they also had a bookstore. Actually, the owner, his name was Bob. He was a retired professional basketball player. This tall man. He was so proud of me. He clipped out the newspaper articles saying
Yeah,
how I was
that's what I saw. I saw the
hero.
article. That's
Yeah,
how I knew about it.
yeah. And
That
then I
was
got
really
lucky.
cool to
Like,
find that. Do you remember we were moving out of your place? I was helping you move out, and that's when we
yeah.
found it.
Oh my gosh, you helped me move. You're an
Yeah.
amazing friend. I forgot all about that.
Well, that's how I found out about it. 'Cause you're
I'm
not the
like,
type of
hi,
person that
I
would
love
say,
you. Let's do comedy,
actually-
but then I gotta go.
no, you're not the type of person that would be like, hey, I went into a burning car and I put my health and my life aside to help other people who I didn't even know. You're not the type of person that says that stuff, but it's pretty cool for all these people that are watching you now to hear that, because
And
there
I
are
got
people
really
like you out
lucky. Their
there.
family was so amazing. They said, hey, you need a job, come work for us, because he worked in printing at the time.
Oh,
So I ended up getting a good job out of it for a couple of years. I was in sales at a printing company and a receptionist. But yeah, it kind of it makes you, it's like a bookmark of when that happened. I always remember it. My grandma recently cleaned out her garage with all this stuff, so she gave me this article and then all these other like books that she studied. But the article was like, oh cool, and I left it out. My friend found it. He was like, oh, that's so cool. I go, yeah. They don't have, I couldn't find the actual article again. I think that, what do they call that, like when you go to the library, like old school, and you gotta like microfiche through the stuff. I started trying to microfiche for it, but I gave up. But yeah, the police, California Highway Patrol contacted me, and they're like, we are doing this new program called Heroes. And the Burns Institute honored me with a plaque, and I got like a year's worth of steaks from the Hunter Steakhouse dinners. I was like,
nice.
every month was a celebration for like that bravery. It was cool.
Nice.
It
So
felt
now,
hard. They should do more things for heroes. I love it.
yeah. Now, tell me what happens after you can't work for a while. You probably have PTSD.
Yeah, little
It's
bad
hard for you
dreams.
to get back into it, right?
Yeah, I mean,
So where does your life take you
that was the
from
first
there?
time I've ever seen a dead body before, or somebody died, and it was the person that was in the back seat. That's who I would have went back for, just because they were in arm's reach, but they were looking right at me, but they weren't alive. So that was hard to unsee. I don't know why you feel so like trauma bonded to a stranger when stuff like that happens. So it took a little while.
You felt something towards them, and that
Absolutely.
guilt that you told me about is that I could have done more. And you
Yeah.
couldn't have. Yeah.
No.
How long did it take you to realize that that's just you being this amazing?
Yeah, wanting to be
generous
helpful.
person?
Yeah, something just takes over. I remember my grandma's like, "Don't do that. Why would you, interfere with something? That person could, sue you." And I thought about that, and I go, crap. What if that happens, where they try to find me at fault for some reason? But there was this new law in California that took effect called the Good Samaritan Act, which that makes people go, if you can help. There's no repercussions for trying to help save somebody's life. So
Really?
yeah, isn't that crazy? There would be something like that, but
Yeah, I know we don't have that in New York.
yeah.
What's happening right now? This just happened last week. A guy, crazy person, came into the subway and said, "I don't care about dying. I want what I want." And this guy choked him out. Like coach is
Oh
over there.
yeah.
The coach is over there. I can show you, but not with my shoulder. But he choked the guy out, and unfortunately, the guy died.
Mm.
They're bringing the guy up on charges, like they want to
Yeah.
put him in jail after he saved so many people on that subway cart,
Right.
you know?
Oh, that's a tricky because
Yeah. Yeah, they're trying to
well,
politicize it and
most
everything.
people when you choke them out in like wrestling, they don't die.
Right,
But
right.
right, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know a lot about that because
No, you're right
I've
on
never
that.
been, but I'm
Usually they go
thinking,
to sleep. It's either tap
yeah,
or nap, it's either one.
yeah. Somebody maybe
But
was
so
tapping
so
out.
now a lot of people know you as, the, the gorgeous, poster girl that, worked for so many different labels in the adult industry. How did you get involved in that? And tell us about what that's like.
Well, this was also like a while ago. I would
Yeah.
say I started in like 97 to like 2009. I had a good run, and the internet was like, it was the it thing at that time, was to watch adult stuff on the
Right.
internet. So
Yeah.
I got famous really quick. It was fun. I was engaged at the time, so my fiance and I decided to work together, which was
Oh,
kind of
okay. So
like,
would you only work
yeah,
with your fiance? That's the only person you
I
work with?
did, and other girls,
And
because
girls, okay.
girls
So,
are
yeah, most guys wouldn't care
fun.
about that.
Right. And then my contract ended, and our relationship also kind of ended right around the same time. And I just was like, nah, I don't want to renew. I don't want to do it alone because it's scary. Like,
Right.
you're kind of
Well,
thrown to the wolves afterward.
I bet.
And then also, you're like, once you've performed in a movie, even though it was your fiance, now you got a title.
I
now
see.
you're a full-blown, porn star,
Got it.
or at least
Yeah.
I always walked a fine line between softcore and hardcore, and I never really thought of myself as a hardcore girl because I worked for Michael Nin, and he's got all these awards, and his girls look beautiful and empowered, and I didn't have any regrets at that time. I think after going, I'm done, okay, and then I moved out from Hollywood and came back home and went back to school because I was like, next. What? I mean, there's really only so long you got to ride the craze while it's crazy.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
then
What'd you go back to school for?
I went back to school. I know it sounds so hippie because my parents are hippies, to be a holistic healthcare practitioner,
Cool.
licensed massage therapist, and a
Nice.
Reiki master, which is like
Reiki, yeah.
working with energy and helping people heal. I was trying to look for purpose in the world. Okay, now I've got everyone's attention. Pay attention to me. Now what do I have to offer the world? So that was kind of my full circle, going back to my tribe because I'm Native American Indian. So, which is cool because I also learned something about my bloodline that I didn't know before because my mom had passed away. I inherited her house, and I found out that her mother's grandfather's grandfather was one of our original tribal chiefs and healers in 1902. And I'm related to him. And then I go, oh, it makes all this sense now why I am who I am, because it's in my ancestral bloodline to become a healer again. So to what can
So
I help the planet?
always helping people. Always,
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
think so.
there's just this
Now I
common
want to
thread in
teach
your
the
life.
world how to be self-sustainable. Our tribe recently bought the Golden Eagle Ranch farm here in California, in San Diego. It's used to be an old thoroughbred racing ranch, and he passed away. We bought it, and now we're doing agriculture and farming, and bringing the world back to the basics of what used to work for native worlds, and growing indigenous corn and all kinds of stuff like that. So I'm like, I feel lucky to be part of a tribe And I mean, it's out in the boonies though. It's like down a 20-mile dirt road on the edge of a cliff of a mountain that people are afraid to drive on that road. But I'm like,
Angel,
yeah, no, I got this.
yeah, no, it's awesome. I mean, you're we're gonna have to do your life in parts. But one thing I wanted to go back, and I know that the audience wanted to know too, is that when your time was over and you were only doing scenes with the man that you were, um, you were attached to and you were dedicated to, why
Yeah.
did you? Excuse me. Why did you guys
Break up.
go your own ways? Was there jealousy in
Uh,
it? Was there a different? Tell
well,
me.
do you want to know the truth? Like, honestly,
Yeah.
I had a contract that took me to Europe to film a movie for 3 months. And then when I came back, some other woman was living in my house and wearing
Oh
my clothes and
God.
having sex with in my bedroom as I found the tape that I left in the VCR. And I'm like, all
Oh.
right. So, I mean, a lot of other things like Corey Feldman,
What about Corey Feldman?
they tried to do an intervention on him. I was like, I
How
don't
did
want to
you
be
know
a part
him?
of any of that. Oh, Hollywood, you navigate in certain circles, and he would always have like events like couples parties and things like that before he
Would
was
he
married to like Stacy or whatever her name was.
would he
I don't
try and hit on you because he looks kind of like a creep?
Oh, we rubbed each other the wrong way, like right away. It was
Oh,
so
really?
funny. I think I put him in his place. I'm like, so is
Yeah,
this what it's like
that
to
sounds
be a
like you.
child star? He was such a little brat. I'm like, you're not gonna fuck me. I'm gonna fuck you. Sorry, am I supposed to say that?
It's okay. No, you can say whatever you want.
Nah, I'm sure. I mean, it was in Vegas, and it was a fiasco, and I've never talked to them ever again.
So you mean that there was a time where it got to a different level with Corey?
Yeah, we used to hang out and do like couples, other couples. We'd get together and go off and do like whatever music festival or whatever was going on. I think it was like the Lazy Daisy Festival. It was in Vegas or something like that, and it was his birthday, and I think we went to the Palms. Is that the one casino on the other side of
Uh-huh.
it? Anyway, we all like separated, and I went this way and he went that way, and I was like the only one that got popped. And I'm like, I'm not even doing anything wrong, but that's what happens when you're like the hot girl in the room. They like to make examples out of you. So because you stick out like a sore thumb.
Gotcha.
So I don't, but I think it was all like a setup to get us separated. So when it separated us, because I was detained but never arrested, I'm like, what am I being detained for? And then none of it made sense. And I never got a ticket or anything in the mail. And I'm still kind of like, am I allowed to go back to Vegas? Like, what am I in trouble for?
Yeah, right.
But I think they just wanted to get to him.
Okay.
I was the one that didn't want to go along with it. So I got exiled while they like zoned in on him.
Okay.
That's how Hollywood people can be sometimes. They want what they want.
Yeah. Did you find that did you have any good relationships as far as Hollywood friends, or is that something that just doesn't happen?
I feel lucky I met some of the most gorgeous people I still keep in contact with. Like this chick named Icy. Her real name's Berglund, but she goes by Icy because she's from Iceland. Okay. Gorgeous. Anyway, she moved back to Iceland recently and had a baby. The most beautiful baby I've ever seen. That's so cool. It's kind of cool. And this other couple, they live in Orange County, and she's still married to her. They were like in high school when I met them, and they're still married. So that's amazing. And they had 2 children, and one of them recently he got hit by a truck, and I hate talking about it because I feel so bad. And it's probably really, really very new. So they're doing all kinds of awareness about that. And because his name was, he wanted to help other children. And I should give you his name so you could talk to them too. Bradley's Bouquets, because this little kid, even at the age of like 8 or 9 before he passed away, he was making bouquets for other children who were in the hospital to feel better. So when he got hit by a car, they started a foundation for him to help other kids that are sick and in the hospital. So I'm like, oh, I'll plug that too, Bradley's Bouquets, because
Nice.
it's a good cause.
Yeah, sounds like an amazing kid.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what I gotta do? I gotta do a part 2 with you. I just wanted to get you on to introduce you to the audience, and people are loving you on here. I want to get you back. If we can do the same time next week, if you're around, I'd love to do a part 2. We get into the second half of your life.
Yeah, just let me know. Are you always on Tuesday nights? Because I am starting another podcast with another local actor here in San Diego called Jordan Jacobo. He has a show called Jordan Loves, and he also had a podcast called We All Die Alone.
Oh,
which
no.
is a very catchy, very successful podcast. So he and I are going to start one, and I'll be able to talk more and more about all this different exciting stories and my adventures.
I love it. Angel, give everyone a plug where they can find you, where they can see you and everything. Go ahead, please.
Okay. Hi, I'm Angel Cassidy, and you can find me on Instagram under Angel Cassidy _actress. I have a TikTok as well, Angel Cassidy, but I'm kind of new to TikTok, and so I have some karaoke on there, just silly fun stuff. And that's about it. I don't have a website. I'm on Fans Only, but no one loves me. I'm kidding. I haven't figured it out. I like being a model and an actress. I have some commercials that are out locally here, which is kind of cool. So it's almost like my full circle is also coming back to my first love, which was acting. So,
awesome.
But it's legit now. So that's really hard to do. We'll talk about that next time, how to be a crossover girl. Because is there life after porn? And it ain't easy. but there is. You really have to, reinvent the wheel.
I gotcha. Angel, you're an amazing person, an amazing guest, and I can't wait to hear more from you.
I miss you.
I miss you
have to
too,
come
buddy.
out to New York and visit you soon.
I would love that more than anything. Guys, the one and only Miss Angel Cassidy. Angel, I will see you next week. Thank you so much. We'll be right back, guys. Everyone stay right there. Stay there, guys. Nice.